Welcome to the channel, YouTube world. This is one of my sit-down rants where I can randomly talk about anything that's on my mind. So let's get straight down to business. I want to highlight today's video on Wings of Redemption. And the word there, redemption, is fitting because this guy, needs his wings clipped and to just be let go, to crash. Splat. I'm going to show you a 33-second video montage of this son of a bitch, self-entitled douchebag, dingleberry. Okay, that's enough. Let's get right to the video.
I'm just trolling you, chill.
Yeah, whatever. I hope your family dies in an automobile wreck.
Look here! Look, listen! Appearing offline does not stop it. So stop giving advice you know nothing about.
I hate to be like this, but if you want this stream to continue, it's going to be $10 an hour. So we need to make $10 of donations per hour for this to continue. I'm just going to get off. It's like this is cancer. Like, this is not fun at all.
Another thing that's actually quite ironic is his use of the word "it's cancer." No, actually what's cancer is your mindset, your way of thinking on how you've approached becoming a streamer quite a few years ago. I mean, this guy is popping big numbers, probably a lot bigger than I could ever dream. So let's get that out of the way right now. I get that I'll probably never amount to 10%, 5% of what this guy is. But the fact that he does these kind of things, where he'll demand from his viewers, some donations, or he'll just stop streaming, is just absolutely ludicrous to me. First and foremost, why did I get into this? The whole YouTube thing, the whole streaming thing. Yeah, of course, making the money was a motivation. I wanted to see if I could make a few bucks, and I ended up making a lot more money than I ever thought I would ever make per month in my short year on YouTube actually being active and live streaming. But never in a bazillion years would I ever just pull the shit that he just pulled. Give me some money, I'm not having it. And I understand that he's got mental issues, but so do I. I am riddled with mental illness. And to a small, tiny percentage of, you can kind of go, well, he's not well upstairs. Listen, I am not well upstairs or downstairs. Well, actually, downstairs is working pretty good. But that's another story for another day. The point is upstairs, my eyes are up here. That shit up there is going pretty good, or good enough, that most days I can actually be quite miserable, not be in a good mood. But for those of you that have followed me for the short year I've been on YouTube, there are times where I've live streamed the same game that this son of a bitch streamed, Call of Duty, and things weren't going well. I was actually getting killed a lot because, well, quite frankly, I suck. But I always told my viewers that. I actually even forewarned people when I started to see the trend. I'm not really good at this game, but I'm really enjoying myself. I'm really enjoying meeting people. And to me, that was a big payment right there. The passion, the desire to do what I do and what millions of other people do around the world. You're supposed to do it for just that. The passion first. Second, sure, don't get me wrong, the money. Without money, you can't survive. You don't think firsthand that I don't know about that? I barely make 10K a year, okay? So let's start spewing some numbers. This son of a bitch makes in 2 or 3 weeks what I make in half a year, okay? But he is ungrateful. I'm grateful when I have 5 people in my stream. The odd time that I get the 2 digits and I get 10 people in my streams, I'm like, oh my god, there's 11 people in here. This guy gets hundreds and hundreds of people watching him. He's getting donations after donations. I think alone on donations, he's making about $5,000 a month, or was. I don't know currently what's going on, but he was able to buy himself a nice Mustang and all this kind of stuff, and he had a lot of money donated for a weight loss surgery as well, and then used some of that money to buy a Mustang after, whatever. And I'm just dumbfounded. I'm completely, like, just lost for words. Well, not really, because I've been ranting off for a couple of minutes, so there's quite a bit of words in my brain there. But my brain's going a lot faster than my mouth can keep up with. The point is what a self-entitled prick to actually do that. To me, that's cancer. To me, that behavior is toxic. I mean, on my streams, I don't even make anything. I think a good associate friend of mine, if you will, we've talked a few times, his name is Anonymous Pac-Man. I call him Anonymous Pac-Man. If he happens to watch this video, he'll know what I'm talking about. And he's donated to me a couple times, couple dollars. Very thankful for that, the gesture. So let's just joke around and say that in the past year, I've streamed, I've made $4, but I enjoy it. I absolutely just love talking. It's a part of my personality. It's embedded, ingrained in my DNA. I'm not saying I'm good at it, but it's something that I don't even know if people really get it, just how much I love doing this. Maybe they do, because, I've posted like 1,200 videos in like a little over a year that I've been on YouTube, like active. I love doing it. And I think even though I have a low subscriber count compared to these people that are in the millions and all that, I'm only sitting at about 3,500 in about a year. I'd like to think that for the people that do know me, they can feel, they can see that I enjoy this show. I enjoy the YouTube platform. The whole turning on the camera, lights, action, go. Well, there's not a lot of... I guess there's a bit of lighting. There's not a lot of lighting outside. Anyways. And I would just like to think that people sense that. The genuineness of me enjoying what I do. And yes, I can have off days, especially in my live streams on Call of Duty. I have bitched and complained like, man, I really suck. It's really frustrating, because just an hour ago when I wasn't recording, I swear, I was actually like doing a lot better. I was a little further up the ladder, but it is what it is. It's when I'm streaming and there's that pressure of me being on camera, I don't perform well. And yeah, I was making an excuse, because it was actually true. But I was also just admitting when the pressure's on, people are watching, those whole 4 or 5 people that are watching, we can poke fun at it. I don't perform nearly as well. But I simply admitted to people, listen, at the end of the day, I'm just really not that good at this game. But no one really ridiculed me or said, oh, bro, man, you fucking suck. And I think it's because of my attitude. I think it's because, that 1 ounce of charisma I might have, engaging with the people. Not that it was a huge crowd, but it was bigger than Trump's inauguration. Oh, did you see what I did there? I have fun engaging with the people, and if sometimes I'll have the odd person give me some feedback or advice on just stuff in general, and I'll just tell them bluntly, like, thanks for that input, I'm already aware of that, or I'm not, or I don't think that'll work for me, whatever this, the topic of conversation is. And like I said, for this guy to be so unappreciative of what he's accomplished, because he's done quite a bit. His videos, they get a lot of views, and he started at a time when not a lot of people were doing a lot of gameplay commentary, I think, is from what I heard from a little documentary snippet on him. He had a pretty, not the best upbringing, neither did I. And I think sometimes you kind of can, not so much use it as an excuse, but it can definitely start to shape your personality and who you are. Maybe someday I'll get into my sappy life story and my upbringing, into how hard it was. And everybody's got hardships in life, okay? Everybody's got them. Everybody's got some weird shit going on up here. How you deal with it ultimately is what's going to prevail. Okay? I think some people maybe in this video, if this is the first time you watch me on the video right here, you might think, man, this guy is a little bit... And that's okay if you see that, because I'm not trying to hide that. I'm very transparent. I mean, you can't really see, like, behind me. You see that joke? That was kind of not all that funny. But I like having fun. Ultimately, that is the number one key to my small success that I've seen so far on YouTube. I call it a success because I had set myself up for what I was hoping I was going to accomplish, and I've literally quintupleted my numbers, if not more. I thought it was going to take me about 5 years, no exaggeration, to reach the numbers that I've got, and I'm going to flex a little bit. Been on YouTube for a little over a year, like a year and a couple of months. I'm sitting at, I'm going on 1.5 million views on my channel, almost 4,000 subscribers, and I'm averaging now about 500 subs a month. Now, good for me. I mean, I know there's people out there that get that an hour or a week. Good for them. But for me, what I was kind of hoping I would get was like 20 to 30 subs a month. But I'm getting 500. I was kind of hoping to get 1,000 views a month. I'm getting close to 200,000 on average, 150 to 200K. And I'm like, holy effing pineapple shitballs. Don't ask me what that was, but it just came out anyways. And I'm not going to edit it out. Anyways. I am just so grateful. Yeah, of course, I wish I could have a little bit more of the money. Who doesn't? We all wish we could have a bit more money. Whether it's me making 10K or you making 30K or 50 or 60K, we're always going to be able to justify wanting to have a little bit more of that gravy on the potatoes. Speaking of which, it's going to be supper time soon. That's not the point. Now I'm just starting to like lose focus. Like my ADHD is just going. We were going with Wings of, I almost called them Liberty. We're going to give him the liberty when we clip his wings. Wings of Redemption. Oh, by the way, I'd never heard of this guy up until like yesterday. When Rich from Review Tech, a guy that I have some subtle interactions with on Twitter, I can't claim he's my friend, although I'd like to think he is, brought him up. And I started like digging into it and watching some videos of him, footage of him before I start just, going at it on YouTube there. But I've seen enough to know that that's just terrible composure, period. Am I perfect? I'm not perfect. I can rant and rave. There's probably footage of, where I'm just like freaking out and just not having a good day. And I get that. And I totally get that. And I get that in life, we all have said and done things at some point in our lives that we're ashamed of, that we wish we could take back. But ultimately, in the long run, hopefully, you've learnt from that prior behavior and you didn't continuously repeat it day in and day out, right? So there's a lot of things that I've said in my life, or even things that I've done that I've talked about before, and people would be like, it's like, right, but whether it was 2 decades ago or whatever, doesn't remove the fact that I did it. A lot of times people are like, well, that was 2 decades ago. Oh, killed a bunch of people, robbed a few banks, but who cares? It was a couple decades ago. No, it doesn't matter when it happened. It's the fact that it happened. But in those 2 decades, since you want to bring up time, have you stopped doing that shit, right? So, and I've stopped doing that. Not robbing banks. I told you, I still need the money. But, just the other stuff that you shouldn't really be doing. I'm legit, 100%. So, I don't even know, like I said, what else I could say. We're already on like 13 minutes. This is like an epic fail. I was hoping that this was going to be like a 2 to 3 minute rant, but I should have known better. I should have known myself better to think that the moment I click that button or tap that button on the keyboard and record, and there was like no gameplay footage of a video game or something, I knew that my people on YouTube would be doomed if they click on this video to watch it, because I'm just going to end up going all over the place. Anyhow, I have severe ADHD, OCD, bipolar. Like, I just have a lot of shit going on. So maybe in this video you saw a little bit of that, and like I said, we can joke about that. That's cool. I'm not that soft. I've been working out a little bit. I'm starting to harden up. But that's just the end of it. first and foremost, you just have to love what you're doing. Like this video right here, believe it or not, like what I'm doing right now. I enjoy this almost more than playing a video game and then like commentating with it. I love my video games, but because I'm not really good at them and I get distracted while I'm talking, I feel like it takes away from the experience that a person could be getting if I just didn't either talk or just talked and didn't play the game. One thing at a time. But these types of videos, like I said, where I just talk, it was one of my dreams to have like my own talk show, like a Conan O'Brien, Jimmy Fallon, David Letterman, Jay Leno, Johnny Carson. I could go on. I always wanted to have that, and it's not because I wanted the attention. I don't really have a lot of friends in real life. I don't really hang out with people. No one wants to hang out. I'm a little too much for people, but that's okay. But on here, social media, Twitter, YouTube, it's just a godsend to me. It really is, where I can get that social interaction that I need with a couple of people and just talk and have a good time. And like I said, even when you're not the best at what you do, it's amazing how you'll still get some support from people because they genuinely see that you are having a good time despite you maybe having a hard time doing what you're doing, like Call of Duty. So anyhow, I'm going to wrap it up here. No one wants to see me talk any longer than 20 minutes ago. How long has it been? 15? Anyways, I'm bad at math. I'm going to end the video here. Give it a thumbs up if you liked the video. Give it a thumbs down if you didn't like it. And I'll make sure that when you wake up tomorrow, Wings of Redemption is now your roommate. That's what's going to end up happening. And he's going to tell you, listen here. Oh yeah, because he bans people if you give him advice too. Did I mention that 20 minutes ago? That's what happens with long videos. You also end up forgetting what the fuck you said in the beginning. I'd say pardon my language, but I don't feel like pardoning what I said. I meant it. That F-U-C-K, I meant every letter of that. All 4 letters. I'm going to stop right now. If you want to subscribe to the channel, I promise you I'm not always like this. I'm usually a bit more mellow, but I am amped up right now. I am hyper. I'm in a hyper zone. I'm in overdrive because I was shook. I was triggered by this guy's abhorrent. Calice, français tabarnak. I'm French, so I don't know the word abhorrent behavior, whatever. We can make fun of that in the comment section if you want. Take care, boys and girls, or whatever it is you identify as. Oh, and by the way, he makes fun of trans people. Not cool. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.